Hi, this is a video on how I organize my door price slips. In this accordion, there are about 13 sections, and I just got this at Office Max because it has more sections than the one, say, at Target in the dollar section. I needed something with a little bit more space. I will go through each section, but let me show you each tab. First, it's the booked tab, shows that are currently booked that I have not done. Current shows are shows that I have done but have not submitted. Show leads, always people to call, that's a big one. Recruits, people that I'm working with on the business, and then their door price slips that went, maybe if they hosted first, their leads that I need to give to them. Past hosts, this is a whole file of all of my past hosts within the past couple months. These customers tab are individual shows, door price slips, always have extra slips. I have team information back here, and then I just have a couple empty ones, maybe for some recipe cards. All right, so let's start back at the front. And this is a label that I've done in Publisher, but I've also converted it to a PDF to email, and some people have put it into Word. This just tells me what I'm supposed to do for each of my shows, and I have changed each of these bullet points over time, just depending on my host coaching and what I've integrated. All right, so when you have right past the who to call, so sometimes I've got people in there. Right now with my book shows, when you pull this folder, this envelope out, you can see there's a door price slip with that little sticker sticking out there. And this will tell me everything that I need to know for the show. So this show is this coming Saturday. I have two, one at 10, one at 3, and you can kind of see what I've done already. In Cozy means that's my app I use for my calendar that syncs with my family's calendar. On my tracker is my personal excellence tracker to see how close I am and if I'm on track for my goals. I've mailed their packet. Usually I try to give that at the show so that I'm not mailing anything. I've set them up on my personal website on the new web, and I've sent them the host email from the new web. And I adjusted what the wording says in there, and I've customized it a little bit. That kind of leads me into this one that it just is a space down because it has longer words. Host email with attachment. So I send her the host special, the guest special, all that. Back up here, the guest email. Sometimes I will add the past hostess and send a copy of the guest email to the hostess so that I can refer to that later. Also, I try to go back in after a show is over but not submitted and click all the guests in the guest tab and then add them to my contacts. I'm set up on Facebook. This happens that this hostess is not on Facebook, but I try to let them do that, and then I, as the admin, add the picture. The red stamp text is just a textable invite that I tried to send my host so that she can forward it to friends. We have our planning calls 2 and 3, and then the big Mac. Mac used to stand for morning after call, but now it stands for my day after email that I send them, which is a thank you note that I send to all guests and hosts with the closing date. And then after the show has closed, I send the thank you note that is in the new web to the hostess. So as you go through, you can see which, some of them are more marked off than others. I usually in the corner write the show date, the time, that's my arrival time, 30 minutes before. I've gotten into a new habit of writing the new web show number in there. Sometimes I don't, if this is not her handwriting, this is actually me writing it on there. She was not at a show and then asked me to do a show for her, and so I already have all that. And like on the back you can see I kept all the notes from our conversation on what we're doing for her fundraiser. And then I usually put catalog shows at the end of the month because they tend to close out closer to the end, and then I start the next month, which is June. And like this one is a brand new one. I need to put a sticker on there. So I keep my sheet of labels. Like I said, these are the ones that print 30 to a page. I just have them folded so they fit nicely within my little folder. And then I will put this on there. And I actually gave her a packet at the show, so I can go ahead and mark that one off. But these are all my shows that I have scheduled for May, June, July, and August. And so that is rounding out my summer. Then when you can see the current shows, I have this one today. I actually just did her thank you note, and so I can check that off that I've done that today, but I'm sorry, her morning after, but I haven't done her thank you note because we haven't closed out yet. We're not closing out until later in the week. And then show leads, like I said, these are just people who have been at shows, that these are their door prize slips, and they have said that yes, they're interested in having a show. So I just need to follow up with them and get her on my calendar for whether it's the live show or the catalog show, because sometimes they have changed their mind and they would like to be a catalog show, or I mean a cooking show. So I have plenty of people that I can call. I do personally go for no, and so I treat myself. After 10 no's, I maybe will get a Starbucks or a Slurpee, and after 20, I get a pedicure with my BFF. We have a standing appointment once a month to get our pedicure. So that week I especially have to have 20 so I can treat myself. Recruits, like I said, those are pretty easy people who are thinking about the business, who they were at the show, so I have their information. One thing that's important to keep for my team is I do have a roster that I printed out from the reports on Consultants Connection. That way at any given time I can text them, I can send them a postcard, remind them of different things, and I actually have a video about a mobile business bag that comes in handy to text them, or I'm sorry, to send them postcards. But I hope this helps you understand my mobile office. This goes everywhere with me. It's almost like a security blanket. I can't leave home without it. And it fits right in here in my mobile office bag that I have a whole nother video on this. But it's pretty fitting that I'm making this video in the car because this is how I do a majority of my business, is always on the go. So I hope this helped you with your business. And it can keep you organized. This is probably the one piece of my business that is still handwritten. A lot of everything else is electronic. And the extra slips, like I said, I have this in Word, but I did it in Publisher because it's easier to manipulate and put 3 to a page. I send these to Office Max and ask them just to print the file, like say 30 on blue, 30 on green, 30 on yellow. The colors mean nothing. It's just so that when you see here in my customers tab, when I go to a specific show, I grab the next color in order. So this is all from one show, and like this one's all from one show, so that when I had 3 or 4 shows over the weekend and they're all shoved in here for Monday morning, I can then go through and grab them easily as opposed to looking at white paper in a big pile. And Office Max with our Pampered Perks prints black on white paper, or sometimes they run an ad for color paper for no extra charge, and it's 3 cents. So there are times where I'll have 100 copies made in 5 different colors or even more, and then have a stack of these ready to go. So this helps me stay organized. And wherever you see this video, more than likely I have uploaded this document in the file section of the group so that you can grab this and manipulate it any way you want. Like I said, this was emailed to me 100 years ago, not really, but probably 7 or 8, and I've tweaked it over time and added things. Obviously Facebook wasn't around then, but it has been very, very handy. And I have a couple different versions of it, one for bridal events, one for just a plain vendor event. That just has maybe an extra line down here, like about wanting to only be contacted if they win. So I hope that helps you all, and let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you.